today. His mother-in-law passed away last night. Mr. Amber is not going to be here today. He is at the hospital with his wife, and Jana's on vacation this week, so we're a little bit short here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open liquid asphalt and liquid asphalt emulsion bids for our highway department.
Bid for item number 3, and for the public's interest, normally we do this in December, but we're trying to get some money from the state, and they wouldn't allow us to use those quotes because they were taken in 2016. So we're going to do it again, and the BM90 is the product that we'll most likely use, and that price is the same as what we've got. We also could use some MC30. The rest of these are products that we haven't used in the last couple of years, so I would recommend we just accept all the prices just in case we need something special.
That's item number 3.
Item number 3.
I move we accept it.
Got a motion? I'll second that. Any discussions?
Yeah, you did say they were the same as the
Yeah.
December bids.
Well, actually, there's an escalation clause. They were de-escalated in May, so they're actually lower than what was bid in December, but it matches what we had in May, so.
Is there any, do these have to be signed anywhere?
No, we're just accepting. Or, let's see, is there, yes, there is an acceptance, I'm sorry, on the front page of the, if you would. This is item 4, and did you guys vote on that? I'm sorry.
Need to approve it.
Any more discussion?
No.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Okay, this is from Asphalt Materials for item 4, which is emulsion, asphalt emulsion. And the AE90S is the product that we typically use. That's emulsion. We've got quotes from Asphalt Materials and Pearson Trucking. They both give us the AE90S, as well as a couple others. Again, I would recommend that we accept all, so that if we need something, we can use it. Again, the prices are in line with what we had before.
Move we accept those bids that Brandon just opened.
Okay, motion to accept bids from AMI and Pearson Trucking. Any further discussion? I'll second that. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
There's the envelope for that.
There's the envelopes for those.
Thank you. Did you want to do your report right now, Brandon?
If I could,
Sure.
make it real quick. asphalt bids. We had our calcium chloride applied since you last met. That went rather well, and so far we've had one complaint and one thank you. So I think most people are probably generally happy that we got the calcium down, hold the dust down on gravel roads.
Yeah, how many areas?
There's 82 miles,
82 miles.
which we didn't spray all of the miles. We sprayed 300 feet in front of houses and 100 foot at intersections.
What was the complaint that you did have?
Because it was an area that, there's a road that apparently all of the owners didn't want sprayed, half a mile, and I thought it was just the landowners at the back half of the half a mile, and so I sprayed in front of the first house thinking that I would do them a favor, and they didn't want their sprayed either. I said, I'm sorry, we won't spray it next year. So, Beth is working on a grant from NDOT for railroad crossing safety improvements. That would be pavement markings and signage. And we'll present that at your next meeting for your approval to send on to the state. Then the deadline for that's the end of the month. I submitted a job description to Pam for a new employee, and so I'll continue working with her on that. I presented it in the budget for that new employee. And finally, the State Board of Accounts has put a stay on their order to require additional information to justify 50% of our MVH being used towards construction, reconstruction, and maintenance of highways. I was expecting that they would just revise their position. Instead, they just put a stay on the whole thing for now. So I had proposed another employee to manage all of that, which is still in the budget proposal, but as long as they're staying, I'll stay with that request, so. There's one permit that I have okayed. You can save that till later or do it now. It's up to you, and I'll answer any questions.
Commissioner?
That statement you made a little bit ago about the state decided not to put a stay on those reports. So how are you gonna handle that position in the budget then, when you don't know what they're liable to do?
Well, the budget won't be approved formally until, October, I think. I mean, I'm sure Jana's put it in the system. It's gonna be, it's in the council's packets for now, but when we talk about things, when I present, I'll let them know what the status is on that.
Will they give a firm yea or nay before it has to be passed?
I wouldn't bet on it. Not your paycheck, at least.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Brandon.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.
Sheriff Gatton, up. Okay, thank you. Contracts.
Hi. I'm back here again to see if questions can be answered on the current EMS contract that are still unanswered. Since most of the current questions on the EMS contract haven't been answered, I'll simplify them to a few questions I hope you will honestly answer today. I have been told that the current EMS contract is best for Whitley County. My question is, how do we know? In the past, the Whitley County Commissioners have instilled into department heads and elected officials to use due diligence for the best deal out there so that we could possibly save money for taxpayers or achieve better services. So I ask, can you explain with facts why this current contract was best for Whitley County?
Mark, I think there's many reasons for that. First of all, one of the reasons that we did that was we were one of the last counties to jumped on board with the Parkview system for the simple fact that we wanted to make sure that it did work. We did our due diligence. It works for Huntington, it worked for LaGrange, it worked for Noble. That's why we did it.
But did we save money or get better services compared to what we were offered by other companies?
It's not costing us $250, it's costing us $125,000 because Community Foundation pays for half of that. And saving money isn't always what we're looking for. We're looking for the best service that we can get.
Which I ask, how do we know we got that without looking for other services?
And I'll ask, how do we know that Lutheran or anyone would do a better service? I mean, we've got a proven service at this point.
Okay, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on
Okay,
that then.
okay.
As I stated before, every time I come over here with problems on what I see with the current EMS run times, it gets stated times from the printouts or within the guidelines. I would like to present just one incident, and this isn't an isolated incident. On a full arrest last week, about 3 miles north of Columbia City, it took 21 minutes because the EMS came from Roanoke. The regional dispatch that they're doing might benefit the current provider, but it doesn't benefit the Whitley County citizens or even people passing through. Dispatch gets asked more now from fire department personnel out in the county, where's the EMS coming from and what are their ETA? Head of Communications Director Janelle Schmidt has a whole file on facts to show trucks need to stay here in Whitley County more. Feel free to contact her on further of that. So once again, I'm just coming. Let's all swallow our pride and move forward for public safety. Again, I request to you to do your due diligence and opt out of the current contract. Research, put out a request for proposal to keep trucks in Whitley County more, and move on, and know that due diligence was done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mark. Randy Coco, EMS Dispatching.
Hello.
Hi, Randy.
Always try and get you guys a handout.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you.
Well, greetings from the people of South Whitley. Last meeting I was here and I was speaking with Tom, and Tom said he needed a plan, and I told him I would come today and give you an outline of what we're looking at as far as a plan for Lutheran Whitley Lutheran Whitley EMS to work in South Whitley. Our hope is that both service providers can work together and provide excellent care for the people of South Whitley and Cleveland Township. There are 5 components that we're going to look at. We're going to look at need. Why is there a need for 2 ambulances in a small community such as South Whitley? The process. When someone calls 911 until the patient receives help and they get to the hospital, how does that whole process work? We're going to look at cost, any cost associated with Lutheran Whitley EMS. We're going to talk about community outreach, how Lutheran Whitley will make an impact on the citizens of South Whitley and Cleveland Township. And then lastly, the vision for the future, how Lutheran Whitley EMS will affect the townships and towns in our county.
Excuse me, Randy, is what's on the screen's the same as this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with need. The median age of the people in South Whitley and Cleveland Township is 35 years old. If you'll look, 22% are age 55 and older. 66% are families of 3 or more. We have industry with heavy machinery. We have industry with toxic chemicals. We have 2 schools, Whitco High School with their athletic complexes and South Whitley Elementary School. We have a part-time clinic. And we have ambulance coverage, which is somewhat unpredictable. Now let's take a look at the process. Tom, I'll use you as an example. Tom, let's say you're coming from Larwell and you're coming down to have lunch with some friends. And you get to the stoplight at State Street and Columbia Street and somebody T-bones you, okay? 911 is called. And when the call enters Whitley County Sheriff's Department Dispatch Center, the dispatcher gathers information, and if the incident is occurring outside of South Whitley or Cleveland Township, then the call is immediately transferred over to Parkview Dispatch. If the incident is in South Whitley or Cleveland Township, the EMD certified personnel will give further instruction, and Lutheran EMS and first responders are simultaneously dispatched using Med Channel 10 and the fire channel. If other resources are needed, they are dispatched. For example, law enforcement, a helicopter, dive team, EMA, the coroner, and the list goes on and on. We have all those resources right there in the same building. Responding personnel are given complete information, where the run is, what the problem is, the patient's status, any landmarks if needed, and any patient updates as needed. The run times and activity will be recorded in the computer-aided dispatch, and medics and responders will be checked on after a period of inactivity. Medics will evaluate on scene, and if transport is indicated, patients will be given the option of the hospital of their choice. If the condition warrants, transport options will be made by the medics. And for example, if someone is having a stroke and they need to have a CT right away, if the closest hospital is Parkview Whitley or another hospital, they would go there first, have a CT, and if they wanted to go to another hospital, then that would be decided at that time. So the patient's transported to the hospital, and then Lutheran Whitley EMS returns to South Whitley. Now, if an emergency occurs during Lutheran Whitley EMS's absence, a call will be transferred to Parkview EMS and they'll send their truck. Next, we have cost. Housing. Lutheran Whitley EMS will be housed at the Cleveland Township Fire and EMS facility at no cost. Liability. A contractual agreement is in place to hold harmless any negligence on the part of Lutheran Whitley EMS, as well as holding Lutheran Whitley EMS harmless of any negligence on the part of Whitley County or Whitley County Sheriff's Department. EMD recertification costs will be split between the town of South Whitley and Lutheran Health Network. The radio equipment, base station failure, and routine maintenance will be covered under the county's current contract. New equipment for the ambulance and the medics is the responsibility of Lutheran Health Network. And employee uniforms paid by Lutheran. Employee wages paid by Lutheran. Fuel paid by Lutheran. And employee recertification is paid by the employee. Next, we have community outreach. Lutheran Whitley EMS will be active in the community with blood pressure screenings, infant car seat checks, CPR programs, and school programs on health safety. Lutheran Whitley EMS will train and review the first responders. And Lutheran Whitley EMS will be active in the school community for sports-related activities. And then lastly, Lutheran Whitley EMS will partner with local government and business for health awareness. By having a dedicated ambulance service in South Whitley with local dispatching and the added benefit of a secondary service, we are ensuring the residents of Southwest Whitley County our commitment to responsive emergency health care. Does it stop here? Will other townships and communities recognize the benefit of an additional provider? Will you be responsive to them for the change? And then finally, I just want to close, since this is 4th of July. Can anybody tell me what this sentence is from? Declaration of Independence, I can't say it. Ratified by the Second Continental Congress, July 4th of 1776. You know, our founding fathers weren't that much different than we are today. They had strong wills, and they had the hope of providing for a better country and a better life for people in our country. And so, just like we are today, we're elected by our constituents to provide for a better community. And I know sometimes you get a little tired of seeing me up here. I think I've been up here quite a bit, 8 or 10 times, I don't know. But just keep in mind the people of South Whitley and the people of the county, and I'm trying to do what's best for them, and I hope we can come to some sort of resolution. Okay? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Randy.
Randy, thank you for this. This is kind of what I was alluding to the last meeting.
Okay, good.
We need to have something in place for us to look at.
All right.
Rather than just talk.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'll come back in 2 weeks. And,
We're not trying to be hard to get, we just needed something to look at.
yeah, okay. Thank you for your time.
Okay, Nathan Bilger, approval of the Wheeler Woods plat. Nathan is the executive director of our planning and building department.
This is a plat that was approved in, I believe it was the May Plan Commission meeting. It's off of Etna Road. It's one lot plat in the middle, with some right-of-way being dedicated. So signature page is here. There's the magic pen. Do you have any questions for me?
This has been approved by the planning commission.
Correct.
Yes. And since it's been approved by the planning commission, I'll move that we, as commissioners, approve it also.
On a motion, I'll second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it's just the plastic one? Did we sign or we did sign the paper?
Paper was just for your reference.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Okay, right-of-way permits. Okay, the first one we have is for the north side of East Page Road between Maury Road and US 30 Business, Lincoln Highway, to add telecommunications line to allow electrical substations to communicate with each other. The line will be approximately 506 feet, bore along the north side of East Page Road. And this is from AEP.
I move we approve this.
Got a motion to approve, I'll second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same, thank you. I think there's two other places on there, Tom.
Oh, there's 3 copies. Is that all, the permits?
That was it. I think the one. Brandon's still here. Okay, minutes. Have you had a chance to take a look at the minutes? Any additions, amendments?
Well, I good me, I move to approve them as presented.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the minutes as presented. I'll second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
Where's the one we signed?
You got.
Okay, there it is, okay.
Okay, claims. Tom, do you want to report on the claims?
George and I looked over the claims last Friday, and we didn't like them all, but they were all legitimate. And so saying that, I move we pay the payroll claims.
Okay, payroll claims. Got a motion, I'll second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Okay, that was payroll claims.
Yeah, then I move we pay the general claims also.
Okay,
Or move we approve them.
motion to approve the general claims. Any further discussion? I'll second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Pam?
Yes, I have a couple things. You gentlemen should have received my packet for the 2018 proposed wages. I don't know if you have it here with you or not.
I don't have it with me.
You didn't
right
bring
now.
it? Okay. We're looking at 3 different options this year. to go with a 70-cent raise across the board, which would be $13.65, would be the highest for all individuals, or a 50-cent raise, or a 40-cent raise across the board. Next year is kind of unique because we have an extra pay, 27 pays. So what we're looking at is either 50 cents probably or 40 cents at this point would be my recommendation based on what other counties are doing. Shelby County is doing a flat across the board. DeKalb County is doing a flat across the board, and Wabash doing a flat 1,000 across the board. So more counties are moving to that flat rate, only because it eliminates the gap from continuing to grow further and further when you do a percentage raise versus a flat raise. So I would like to propose at least a 40 or 50 cent raise, and in addition to that raise, also pay the 27th pay so that our employees are not any further behind than they already are. We're very close. $37,097 is the average 2017 Whitley County wage right now, government employees. The 2016 average wage in Whitley County, based on a Bureau of Labor Statistics, is $37,440. Excuse me, so we're very close in getting there. So I don't want to just stick with an additional pay and then set back another year, so. your
Okay,
thoughts?
I think both of us have had a chance to take a look at the proposal. Do you have any recommendations, Commissioner?
Yeah, I move we go with the 27 pays and a 40-cent raise across the board.
Okay, motion is made to go with the 27 pay and 40 cent raise in addition to that, recommendation to the county council. I'll second that. Any further discussions? All those in
Just-
favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, just for the public, this is just our recommendation. The council has the final say on that.
And also, too, I'll continue on, I have one more thing, and George can talk a little bit about this, too. Our current process for factoring jobs hasn't been going very well, and we were looking for new ways to factor positions. The ultimate goal would to not have this personnel committee internally factor jobs, because sometimes the people get too involved in the factoring process instead of the job itself. So our recommendation is to go outside with a firm outside that doesn't know any of us, that just looks right at the piece of paper and factors off of that job description specifically what that individual is doing. We did reach out and did get quotes from different entities. Came back with a gentleman who's done this since 1989. He's in 37 different states. He works with municipalities, local governments, and utilities. So lots of experience in factoring jobs. This is his forte in HR. Looking at starting in November 2017, and total of 74 distinct full-time positions that he would be factoring. He itemized the cost for us, which includes speaking with all the department heads, just the whole process. He would get deep within our county and talk to all the department heads. $25,000 initial setup cost to start, which is the cheapest by far we saw out there, with a 4-year projected plan in place as well. One of our local utility companies uses them, Northeastern RMC, and I was able to talk to the HR director there, and they've had him there for 15 years and does a great job. So he's willing to even come up here when he's here at RMC and split the cost and help us out. So our biggest thing is I'm really looking forward to this group not factoring people's jobs anymore, somebody else doing that. So there's an unbiased opinion. So he recommends nixing the personnel committee and moving forward with just a small group of, once you send that away, here's the job description, here's what he recommends, comes back, boom, and moving forward with a plan.
And speaking to the gentleman also, it was a good fit for us because he looks at a regional look instead of bringing in New York, California, and averaging everything. So it's a great opportunity for us. We've presented to the council members so that they know exactly what's being presented to them next Wednesday or this Wednesday. So I guess we need a motion to approve recommending, it's MH?
It's MDH.
MDH.
MDF HR Consulting.
Okay.
You can say Michael.
Yeah, I will move we recommend Michael Frizzell and his company to do our factoring, starting in 2018.
November 2017.
And-
We won't be billed till 2018.
Yeah, pay will be 2018. It'll be in the budget for the 2018 budget.
We're paying him.
Right, and that's what we're recommending to council. Okay, got a motion, I'll second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed the same. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, that's all I had.
Tamla, did you have anything?
I do not, other than to
Sign the claims?
Yes. Thank you.
Go. Commissioner, do you have anything additional?
Not at this time, no. Do you?
I don't have anything right now. We'll adjourn our meeting. Thank you, everyone.